Live. If you've got conviction in the market, then red days like this are actually an opportunity to be buying, not to be scared like everybody else. And if you have been sitting on the sidelines, you're a newbie, or you've been sitting on the sidelines looking to build a portfolio, well, then maybe today is the day to start actually going in. But if you are going to go in, then what are the best tokens that you should be buying? That's what I thought we'd talk about today. Today, let me give you my 7 best tokens, my 7 best altcoins that I would be buying if I was sitting on the sidelines, if I were new to crypto, and if I were trying to build a portfolio. And let me tell you that if the market does recover, these altcoins have got such huge upside potential that they're going to make millionaires in 2022. We're not scared. We're not scared because we know when the markets are red like this, then we are the ones that are actually buying because we have conviction in this industry. We're not tourists. We have conviction in the industry. And so today, it's a holiday here in South Africa, and I thought I'd come on the holiday and I'd work with you guys to look at the 7 best altcoins that I would be buying if I were new to crypto or if I were building a crypto portfolio. I'm going to be telling you which tokens I'm going to be buying. I will tell you why I'm going to be buying them. I'm going to tell you which price I'm going to be buying them at, and I'm going to show you where you can be buying them to pay the lowest fees and to stake them easiest so that you can get the most incredible returns if the market continues like this, because this is what we're looking for. We're looking for these red days to get the returns, and I think today what we got is actually a gift. If you've been sitting on the sidelines and you've been wanting to get into crypto, then you may want to look at the Bitcoin chart and just look at where we've come from. So we've come from Bitcoin at about 69,000, in fact, 69,420, I think was the magic number. And now we're all the way back down at about 38,900. And traditionally, when Bitcoin sees corrections of 30, 40, 50%, that's pretty much as low as it goes. And you can see that Bitcoin's now had a 44% correction. So if you have been sitting on the sidelines, well, you may be looking at this market and going, this is the opportunity I've been waiting for. And I've been looking to build a portfolio, but I don't know which tokens to put into my portfolio. That is what today is all about. I'm going to make it so easy for you guys to be buying these tokens. Every single one of the tokens that I speak about today is available to be bought on centralized exchanges. So you don't even have to have a MetaMask. You don't have to use Uniswap. Very, very, very simple. And to make things even simpler for you guys, every single one of these tokens is available at our partner exchanges, either at Kucoin or at ByBit. All the tokens I'm going to speak about today are available on those 2 exchanges. So if you do want to sign up for those exchanges and you haven't signed up, well, today may be a very, very, very good day to do it. There is a referral link at the bottom of this video. Let me show you. Sign up for the. So if you scroll down over here, you can see there's a referral link over here for ByBit. There's another referral link here for Kucoin, and there's another referral link here for NordVPN. We'll talk about those in a sec. If you sign up to ByBit today, not only do you get up to $4,300 in deposit bonuses, but you also get a chance to double your portfolio. Every day on my show, we pick 5 winners and we double their portfolios. And this is going to continue probably until the end of May. So sign up using the referral link and then just listen to the show. We may just double your portfolio on the show. If you sign up to Kucoin using our referral link, not only do they have all the altcoins that you need to trade, but you could actually win 1 full Bitcoin. So they're giving away 1 full Bitcoin to 1 lucky Crypto Banter subscriber. So if you want to sign up, if you've been looking for an excuse to sign up to these exchanges, today may be a good day to do it. Today may be a good day to do it because I'm going to show you which altcoins I would be buying. Now, let's just get the ground rules here. these are altcoins that we're buying to hold. The holding period is over a year. So this is not something that you're buying today to flip tomorrow. That's trading. That's for my partner in crime, Sheldon. He's more the trader. This is for people who want to build a portfolio. So I'm going to give you 7 coins, altcoins only, that you can use to build a portfolio and that you can continue buying. Now, full disclosure, we have all of these tokens. We are buying all of these tokens. Right now, we're not selling any of these tokens unless something fundamentally changes. And the way I structured the portfolio is in such a way that you can continue to buy these. You can continue to dollar cost average into these tokens over the next year. So these are tokens that I'd be buying over a period of a year, and there's no real urgency to buy today. The only reason why you may want to consider buying them today is because today the market is down, and the market is down quite a bit. It's at $39,000. Bitcoin's at $39,000, and you can then go and you can buy them. You can start buying them today. And what I would do is I'd just be buying every month. I'd just be buying into all of these altcoins, just increasing my position, because these are real long-term holds. Every single one of these tokens in this portfolio, I think, is going to do well into the long term. So that's the way to do it. Also, in this portfolio, we've spread the risk. So we have some tokens which are more established and probably going to give you slightly less of a return, but they're much safer investments. And then we've got some smaller tokens that will shoot the lights out. And that's the whole idea when you're building a portfolio. What you want to do is you want to diversify, which means that you want to invest in multiple tokens. You want to invest in a whole lot of tokens. You don't just want to invest in 2 or 3 risky tokens and try and shoot the lights out. What you want to be doing is you want to be spreading your risk, diversifying your risk across some of the safer investments, things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then something that's going to shoot the lights out, that can still do 100x. And so if you get that magical combination of the safe ones and the risky ones, that if the market goes up and the risky ones do their 100x, then they can bring up your whole portfolio. So that's the idea. Don't just go into the risky ones. Spread across all these portfolios, all of these tokens in the portfolio, and make sure that you identify your risk profile. If you cannot tolerate risk or you want less risk, just invest more in the safer ones. If you want to take a little bit more risk, then just invest more as we move down the line and we do the risky ones. You got it? Cool, let's do it. While I'm doing this, in the comments below, let me know what you would be buying if you could select 7 tokens. Now remember, they all have to be altcoins. No Bitcoin or ETH. We'll talk about Bitcoin or ETH in a second. On a day like this, let me know what you'd be buying. Let me know what you would be buying. All right, let's do this. So remember, the first assumption that I make is that everyone has Bitcoin and Ethereum in their portfolios. Now, you should have Bitcoin and Ethereum in your portfolio. Bitcoin is the ultimate store of value token. There is nothing that can compete with Bitcoin. It has absolute network effects. And so I really believe that the hold part of your portfolio, where you put your profits, the safe part of your portfolio, should still live in Bitcoin. Now, there are a lot of people who are asking, should we still have Ethereum in our portfolios? I mean, Ethereum, as much as it doesn't work, it is the biggest altcoin by far. If you look at CoinGecko, let's quickly look at CoinGecko over here. And you can see that Ethereum has a market cap of $351 billion. It is one of the most established altcoins in terms of total value locked, in terms of VCs building on it. But the more exciting thing about Ethereum is that in about 6 months, so let's say 6 months, because no one knows exactly when it's going to happen, but Ethereum moves from proof of work to proof of stake. And when that happens, 3 or 4 things happen to Ethereum. This is why I think that every portfolio right now should be holding some Ethereum. The first thing that happens is Ethereum goes from proof of work mining, which has been criticized a lot for destroying the environment and using up too much electricity. It's what the naysayers around Bitcoin always use as an excuse. And Ethereum moves to proof of stake mining. And when Ethereum moves to proof of stake mining, many things happen. The first thing is it moves to proof of stake, which makes it more green, more ESG friendly, more friendly for the institutions to invest in. And that is what I think will bring a whole flood of money into Ethereum. So that's the first thing that happens. It moves from proof of work to proof of chain to proof of stake, and it becomes more ESG friendly and it becomes green. Second thing is that because it becomes green and because the miners aren't using proof of work anymore, they don't need to be rewarded with such huge rewards for all the electricity that they used to use. And so the rewards on Ethereum get slashed by 90%. Yeah, so in terms of the issuance of new Ethereum gets slashed by 90%. And what that does is it actually makes Ethereum deflationary. So if you're an institution and you're looking to invest, you've got Bitcoin, which you can invest in because it's big enough to invest in, but it's not ESG friendly, it's not environmentally friendly, and now you've got Ethereum. And when Ethereum moves, then all of a sudden you've got Ethereum, which is ESG friendly, and all of a sudden Ethereum is deflationary, whereas Bitcoin is mildly inflationary, right? So Bitcoin grows in supply. The last thing that happens to Ethereum when the proof of stake merge happens is that the rewards, the staking rewards, the rewards for being a validator increase from what they are today, which is about 5%, to between 10 and 15%. And if you're thinking about institutional players and you're talking about 10 to 15% return on staking an asset, they're definitely going to do it. And especially in an environment where there is inflation, which is 8.5% or rampant inflation in the United States. So I think that every portfolio today must have Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the 7 tokens that we're going to talk about today exclude Bitcoin and Ethereum. You should have Bitcoin and Ethereum in your portfolio. So let's look at what the 7 of these are. Let's look at what the 7 of these are. So let's start with the first one. And I think it's probably no surprise to anybody that knows me and anyone that's been watching the show. But the first one is Solana. So we see that Solana is now under $100 again. It came from a high of $256, and it went all the way down to a low of about $78. It's now back at $97, and we're seeing a good recovery. So I think it may be a good time to start dollar cost averaging into Solana. For those of you who don't know what Solana is a smart contract blockchain like Ethereum, but it has a few differences. It has a consensus algorithm, a unique consensus algorithm called proof of history, which makes the transactions much faster than the Ethereum transactions. Now, if what Solana is claiming is correct, they will be able to do, or they can do, between 40,000 to 60,000 transactions per second, which makes them, I would say, as fast as Visa or MasterCard, which is huge. And so what Solana is aiming for is the market that needs very fast transactions, like the trading market. And that's really where they've positioned themselves. Now, the other thing about Solana, or the thing about Solana, is it's got incredible backers, which you can see over here. So Alameda Research, which is Sam Bankman-Fried, Multicoin Capital, Hashed, which is probably one of the biggest investment funds in Korea. Really, it has a huge trading. Jump Trading and Jump Capital are the investors. So for me, Solana is definitely one that I would have in my portfolio. And if you have got it in your portfolio, you can stake it. And if you do stake it, you can earn about 6%. You can earn about 6% according to stakingrewards.com. And you can do it pretty easily on the exchanges. So you can actually use the exchanges. They usually run staking nodes that you can deposit your Solana into. So if you do want to be buying Solana, as I mentioned to you before, you can buy them easily on ByBit. So ByBit has Solana and it has Solana perpetuals. I wouldn't be getting into perpetuals. Or you can buy it on Kucoin. So you can see it's available to buy pretty simply on Solana and Kucoin. If you want to do it, just use a referral link and you guys can do it. So that's the first one that I'll be buying. And if you know the show, there's probably no big prizes for guessing what the next one is. If you know Run, what's the next one? Come on, tell me in the comments. What do you think the next one is? Come on. Let's see in the comments. Exactly. You've got it. Idan, if you can bring up some comments, that would be amazing. The next one is our favorite, which is Luna. So that's Luna. And we love Luna. For those of you who don't know what Luna is a stablecoin minting protocol, so to speak. It mints algorithmic stablecoins, and the most common stablecoin that it's minted is a token called UST, which is algorithmically pegged to the US dollar. And you can see that in a very short period of time, the use of this UST protocol has grown. I mean, if we take just from November, we've grown from a market cap of $3 billion to a market cap of about 18 or $17.5 billion worth of UST. And as you can see, it's growing pretty much exponentially. Now, in terms of price action, Luna has seen insane price action over the last while, but more recently, it's hit a high of $120, and now it's back at 80. So it may be an opportunity to be buying it. What's recently happened with Luna, for those of you who haven't been following, is because the UST is pegged algorithmically to the US dollar, it's not actually backed by US dollar, it's just pegged algorithmically to the US dollar. In order to maintain the peg, the Luna Foundation, which is a foundation that is responsible for maintaining the peg, they've purchased 42,000 Bitcoin, which is today valued at $1.65 billion. And they're going to use this Bitcoin to protect the peg, to keep fighting and fighting the peg, and to make sure we don't lose the peg. Because the biggest risk in an algorithmic stablecoin is that it loses the peg. And when the peg does get lost, well, then you get into what is called a death spiral. And that basically takes the protocol back down to zero. Now, you can stake your Luna. You get about 6%, if I'm not mistaken. So you get about 6%, but you also get airdrops of new projects that are building on Luna. So again, you can be staking them, and I do recommend that you can stake it. You can buy these and you can stake these all on our partner exchanges. So if you are using ByBit or if you are using Kucoin, you can buy Luna and Solana and everybody, all of those. Using those exchanges. So those are the first two tokens. Again, let's look at token number 3. What is token number 3? Token number 3 is a token that I was a very early investor in. It's a token called Arweave. Now, what Arweave does is Arweave allows for file storage or protocol storage or file storage. And the difference between Arweave and any other file storage provider around the world is that Arweave has a unique methodology or a unique system where you pay once and you store your files forever. Now, nothing like that has ever existed. I think I'd probably say in the history of the world, but I mean, I don't want to go that far. Now, Arweave is one of those undervalued, underhyped protocols. And if you think about it, a lot of the protocols already are starting to store their data because blockchains create a lot of data. Arweave is now storing entire Solana blockchain data, and I think they've also done a deal with Polkadot to store all the Polkadot data. So to me, when I look at Arweave and I look at the fully diluted valuation, let's quickly just check what the fully diluted valuation of Arweave is. I think it's about just under $2 billion. $1.8 billion. I think that there's huge value in Arweave, and even though it is slightly harder to find Arweave, to be able to trade Arweave, you can buy it on Kucoin, and I think you can also trade it on ByBit. So it is available on both, currently trading at $28. And I think that is a fundamental part of every portfolio. I think that this is one of those tokens that when the market actually realizes how incredible the use case is, then I think it's going to skyrocket. And if it does skyrocket, then I think looking at it with a $2 billion fully diluted valuation, it's nothing. It's really, really, really nothing. So that's what I think. All right, let's talk about the next token. So we've done Solana, we've done Luna, we've done Arweave. Let's go to token number 4. Can you guys guess what token number 4 is? I'll give you a clue. If you think like we think that the future is going to be multi-chain, cross-chain, multi-chain, it means that people are going to have to jump from chain to chain. And if you've been watching the news lately or you've been reading crypto news, then you know that the biggest hacks that have happened this year have all happened when people have hacked bridges. So the first one was the wormhole bridge that was hacked. Then we had the Ronin bridge that was hacked. And we've had a whole lot of other bridges that were hacked. And so one of the biggest challenges that need to be solved is how to move cross-chain without being able to be hacked. And to that end, I think there are 2 protocols that I really like, and I think that should be part of any portfolio if you believe in this cross-chain, multi-chain narrative, which I think is one that we certainly here at Banter believe in. So the first protocol, you said it right. The first protocol that I think is Rune. Now, Rune is, I think, one of the fundamental building blocks of any cross-chain portfolio. Rune has been as high as, I think, $21. It's now trading at $7.41, but you need to know that it was as low as $3 just a month and a half ago when the market was pretty much at the bottom. And Rune has a very unique structure where in order to be a participant on the blockchain or to be part of the pools, stakers need to hold an equivalent amount of Rune as they do in the asset that they're trading. So if they're holding $1 million worth of Bitcoin, they need to hold $1 million worth of Rune. And what that does is it locks up the Rune. So as long as the protocol is growing, then ThorChain is one of those great ones that you probably need to be holding in your portfolio. Now, you can stake your Thorchain, you can stake your Rune. I think you're getting 20.83% if you're staking as a liquidity provider, and 10.15% if you're running an operator node. And again, you can buy, and I think you can even stake them on Kucoin, and you can buy and stake them on ByBit. So that's one that I'll definitely be holding. And if you still believe in the cross-chain protocol, another protocol which I'm a huge fan of is Stargate protocol. Now, Stargate protocol, again, solves this interchain, cross-chain move of tokens. And it allows you to effectively send, I don't know, a US dollar from your Ethereum chain to your Avalanche chain with one click, very simply. And it does this without traditional bridging, which is where all the failures have so happened. It does this with a communication protocol, which is called layer 0. Now, Stargate is a tricky one because it's a brand new protocol. It has a huge total value locked. It has 2.55 billion locked up in liquidity. And it's trading around about its lows. In other words, since the time that it launched, and if you look at when it launched, so it launched over here, but don't look at this because this is like one day when it launched. Then the price went all the way up to, I think, about $4, as you can see. And now the price has come down to under $2. The problem is that Stargate is a new protocol, so we don't have any idea where the price has been. We don't have any relative pricing. And so you've got to look at it and say, okay, where am I comfortable to buy? And so what I'm doing specifically with Stargate is I'm kind of buying it all the way down. I started buying a little bit when it touched 175 about a week ago, and I'm buying it all the way down. Don't rush into any of these protocols. Same thing with like Rune, Thorchain. You don't need to rush because you can see that, it's been as high as $20. It went up to $13, but now it's coming back down. And as the market comes down, these may give you the opportunities to actually be buying them. So I would start collecting. I'm actually starting to collect Rune at anything under $6 or $6.50. That's where I'm buying. Arweave, I think, is pretty much safe to buy now. Anything under $20, $27, $28, that's where I'd be comfortable to buy. Stargate, as I said, I bought a little bit of 175, and I'm looking to average down. It could continue to go down, but I think long term, it is one of the most critical and one of the most powerful protocols in the ecosystem. And it really fulfills this huge need of cross-chain, multi-chain without suspending tokens in smart contracts in between the two protocols, because that's where the bad part, the hacks and everything have been. And again, if you want to buy Stargate, again, available both on ByBit and available on Kucoin. So I think you can go to Stargate. Let's just have a look here. Stargate. It's available on Kucoin. It's available on ByBit. Again, referral links below if you guys do want to be buying this kind of stuff. And you don't have accounts. All right, what's next? So we've got Solana, we've got Luna, we've got Arweave, we've got Stargate, we've got Rune. I said I'd give you two more, but I think I might give you a few bonuses. So you've noticed that I've given you guys very safe-ish tokens, layer ones. I haven't gone into dApps and stuff like that, and I'm going to stick with that theme. And I'm going to say that the next token, or the next one, is you have a choice. And the choice is around where you want your risk profile to be. And so they are all layer ones, and they're all up-and-coming layer ones. Now, if you want to go really safe, or much safer, then I'd go with something like an Avalanche. So Avalanche is a great protocol. It's on the up and up today. Let's just quickly look at the Avalanche price, where it is. Let's quickly just go here and quickly look at Avalanche. The last time I checked, it was just over $70. So let's quickly, 73.21. Again, this protocol is the up and coming protocol. Has huge investors. It has been as high as $130, and we're only getting good news. They've just recently launched their whole subnet structure, so that's pretty good, and it really is one of the good protocols. If you want to go slightly riskier, then you could look at something like Near Protocol. Near Protocol is a smart contract blockchain. It is effectively what Ethereum 2.0 is in that it's a sharding protocol or a sharding blockchain. It has amazing technology, and we've now seen that they've got amazing investors on board. So they've just recently raised another round, which was led by Tiger Global and Hashed. And in terms of price, if you look at the last 180 days, Near Protocol's been at a maximum of about $20 and is starting to come down. I must caution you that I'm not buying Near Protocol at these levels. I think if we do get a huge dip, then that's the one that I'm buying. If you want to go much riskier, or much riskier, and then one step further, you could look at Phantom or Moonbeam. So both of them are very, very good. Phantom is a very fast blockchain. It's a DAG, which is a directed acyclic graph, which is just the way that the structure of the blockchain works. And Phantom got a big smack when Andre Cronje announced that he was leaving crypto because he was one of the founders. Well, wasn't one of the founders, but he came on later on as one of the chief technologists in Phantom. So Phantom's really been hit hard. It's been at a high of, I think, very, very, very close to $4. And yeah, it's been the high here, according to CoinGecko, is $3.29, and now it's all the way back down at $1. And I do think that Phantom is great technology and it will recover. Another one, as I said, if you want to go, so pick one of these. The other one is Moonbeam. I love Moonbeam. Moonbeam is effectively ETH 2.0, and it is ETH 2.0, but on Polkadot. So if you believe in the whole Polkadot narrative, then you may want to be looking at Moonbeam. I'm looking at the wrap Moonbeam chart, but I think it's the same price. Again, a recent high of about $5.29, but it did go to about, I think, much higher than that, $13 or something when it first launched. And so it's starting to come down. This is definitely one that I'd be accumulating if you are into the layer one narrative. All right, so now we've got 6 coins. You can choose which one of those you want. And the last play is where I think we should take our chances. And I'll tell you why I think this is where we should go all in on risk, right? Because I think that the metaverse is one of the biggest plays in the world. So the metaverse is one of the biggest plays in the world. And if you want to invest in the metaverse, well, you can buy Decentraland or Sandbox, but I think they overpriced. Those guys are fully priced because that's what everybody's doing. So you got to be smart and you got to look at other metaverse gaming play to earn stuff that you could invest in. And for me, if I were a new investor coming into the space, I would be buying Render. And I'll show you why. Render effectively allows anybody to assist in rendering the metaverse. Anyone who's got any GPU power or computing power to assist in rendering the metaverse. Now, Render has been as high as $8. And that was when on the announcement that Sam Bankman-Fried and Multicoin Capital had invested in it. And it's now come down to $1.90, and the hype has kind of died down. And for me, $1.90, $1.50 to $1.90, those are areas where I would be scooping up a whole lot of Render. And again, why am I telling this? Because it's easy to you can actually just buy Render on Kucoin. So it's simple. You can just buy Render on Kucoin. I think you can even buy it on ByBit. So all of these tokens are just easy to buy, easy to buy, and pretty safe. If you want to take a little bit more risk, then there are 2 other tokens that I'm looking at. The first one is ApeCoin, which is the token around Bored Ape Yacht Club. So it is the token that was launched recently to Bored Ape and Mutant Ape holders. And this token's had a hell of a run. So it's gone all the way up to, I think, about $15. Let's have a look here. Just under $15. It went to about $13.59. Now, full disclosure, I haven't bought any of these yet, and I'm not going to buy it unless it gets to between $5 and $10. And I'm looking for an entry somewhere around $5 or $6 ideally. So I'm not rushing to buy it. So I do believe in the protocol. I think it's amazing. But I do think that at this price, an $11 billion valuation is a little bit high. So for me, I am buying it. I'm just not buying it now. And then if you want to take a punt on a small cap, the one that I'd be buying right now is Phantasma, Sol. And the reason why I'd be buying Sol is because Sol or Phantasma is a blockchain which is developed specifically for gaming. And if you look at the price chart on this, it's been as high as just under $4. It's now back at 70 cents because the whole play to earn sector is dead. And right now is probably a good time to start scooping these up. Now, again, I say this is risky. This is one of those things where either it goes to 10x or 50x or something like that, or it dies. And you've got to be, if you're going to buy it, in fact, if you're going to buy any of these, then you've got to be ready for that risk reward. You've got to be super ready for that risk reward. You've got to invest. And the way I invest is I invest, and when I invest, I'm ready to lose everything on that token. So I don't have the stop loss. I buy, and if I put some money into Phantasma or into Sol, and I just let it ride. And even if it goes close to zero, then I just keep holding it because you never know when these tokens are going to turn around. And history has shown us that. So that's what I would be doing. Lastly, if you are buying any of these tokens, and you're using Kucoin or ByBit or any other exchange in the world, you've got to remember that whenever you trade on an exchange, the IP number, the unique identifier of your computer, is available for the exchange and anybody to see. And so I strongly discourage anybody from trading without a VPN. So I really discourage anybody for trading without a VPN. And I actually want to show you how simple it is to use a VPN. Let me just move this down and show you guys. So I'm not connected now because I wanted to show you guys how it works, and I couldn't show you guys how easy it is. But a VPN allows you to mask your IP address and where you are in the world. So hypothetically speaking, if you were in the US, I mean, it's very hypothetical, and you did want to sign up on an exchange or watch Netflix or anything in an area, then you could just change your VPN to show that you're in any one of these countries over here. And so you've got to use it. Also, if you do use NordVPN, it gives you like a LastPass type thing to protect your passwords. Now, I always use VPN. The only reason why I didn't use one now is because if I would have jumped from country to country, I would have switched off the internet. But a fundamental part of any crypto trader's portfolio to have a VPN. If you buy a VPN using the deal that we've got today, and you get 70% off, you pay $3 a month. And there's a referral link below if you want to do it. I would definitely do it. Cool, so that's it. That is what I wanted to show you today. Remember, when others see fear, we see opportunity. We're not going to rush in. We're gonna buy in slowly. We're going to DCA in. You can keep DCAing into any of those tokens that I showed you guys over the next year. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. We'll keep you guys updated. If anything changes fundamentally in those tokens, we'll keep you guys updated. That's why you got to be watching Crypto Banter or following me on Twitter at CryptoManRun. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Remember, there's no main show today. I was going to come on and do, I mean, it's a holiday here in South Africa, and I just thought, let me share this with you guys today and come back tomorrow and give you guys a full show. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.